Hi Scorpio, and welcome to your reading. Okay. What does Scorpio need to know? What does Scorpio need to know? Alright, what else does Scorpio need to know? Bear with me, Scorpio. Spirit, we're not doing that. I don't like to see the cards before they are placed. Please do not do that. If it's meant to come out, guide my hand. Not this one. Where? This is side note. Please excuse music. My neighbors upstairs, if you feel the need to blast their music, I do not know why. My windows are closed and I can still hear that. This is main or side? Side. Not this. Don't want it. Environment. This is not. This. Main message where? Alright, like I've been saying over the past couple of weeks, I'm not doing side messages into the beginning of August, and guess what? It is now August. These down here are your side messages, but we're not going to get into that until after the main reading. So let's see, you have the Four of Earth, the Sensual, Four of Air, Emotion, Intellect, Love, Wisdom, King of Earth, and the Six of Fire. Oh, wait, no. You have Earth, Air, Water, and Fire, all four elements. Now let's see. The current energy you find yourself in, you have the Four of Earth, slow and steady wins the race. You're taking your time, having patience about something, and building your progress slowly. You know the outcome that you want, but you know there's no rush to getting there. Please don't be offended by this, Scorpio, but if you had commitment issues in the past, hearing no commitment issues here, like you have no problem staying committed and staying dedicated to what it is you're doing, whether it's focusing on yourself or focusing on a side project, pursuing an advancement in your career, taking on a side job or a side hustle. You're dedicating yourself to it fully. With the understanding that it's not going to happen for you in a day. Yeah, you're slowly building up your progress. Now, for the energy in your environment, I'm hearing it's conducive to learning. You're consulting with your spirit guides and following the wisdom of your ancestors. You're seeking higher knowledge from an alternative source. So you may be... So for some of you, that could just be connecting with your higher self more frequently, listening to your intuition. For others of you, you could be actively seeking out a mentor to help guide you. Whether it be you're taking a course and you want one-on-one sessions or one-on-one tutoring. I'm also hearing for physical fitness. So if you're pursuing physical fitness, taking your health more seriously, you could be searching out a personal trainer. For those of you that are more education based, I just see you seeking out a mentor in what it is you want to do or what it is you want to be. You're actively learning more about yourself and what it is you want to do to make sure it's I'm hearing the right career path for you. Now again, not all of y'all's career related, just that the environment you find yourself in is highly conducive to learning and doing all that you can to learn what it is you want to learn or be what it is you want to be. This is coming off as both a strength and a weakness, kind of teetering back and forth a little bit. Because on some level you have a time constraint, but at the same time, you don't give a damn about that. You're gonna do what you're gonna do, work at your own pace and on your own schedule. So if you're someone with a flexible work schedule, you may be using some of your time to work on things that you want to focus on while working on your job at the same time. For others of you, you feel restricted by the schedule you have, whether it be with work, personal responsibilities, taking care of your home, taking care of kids, taking care of your spouse, or even with taking care of yourself. Like you already have your own personal responsibilities. So it feels like time is limited, but at the same time, you have all the time you need, and you know that's just like, there are days where time bends to your will. Now, like I said, it teeters back and forth between a strength and a weakness. Some of y'all are not taking time to organize your schedule. It's more of going with the flow. But the Four of Air speaks to, like, if you want it to be consistent strength, you gotta take the time to organize your schedule, plan out days for what it is you're gonna do, plan out, again, if you're working or pursuing something at the same time, plan it out, schedule it out, what days you're gonna do it, for how long. That's how you can turn the Four of Air into consistent strength. By planning out your time accordingly, don't overwork or overburden your schedule. If you can only devote 1 hour or even maybe 30 minutes a day or every other day, if that's all you got, that's fine. But plan it out to where it meets you and make your schedule work for you. Because until you can get the hang of that, it's still going to keep on teetering back and forth between strength and weakness. Now, what you have in your present moment, you have emotion, intellect. for this card, you're not letting your emotions get in the way. You're not being emotionally overwhelmed anymore because you finally understand the things that used to stress you out or emotionally overwhelm you before. It's not that they don't still stress you out, or it's more of just you balance out your emotions with your intellect. You have the understanding to know why something is stressing you out and how you got to this point. Say, for example, if your workload piled up and you're stressed because you have more work to do, the stress is reduced because you understand why that work piled up so much. There's certain things you let fall to the side. You didn't take care of it when you had time to do it, or when you had the energy to do it, and now you have more to do the next day. It's more in a sense of holding yourself accountable to the things you do and do not do. And the more accountability you take and understanding what led you to the position you're currently in, the less it affects you on an emotional level. Not only that, from an emotional standpoint, if you are someone who used to be burned out easily or quickly by things you do or things that overwhelmed you, I don't see that happening as often or as much as it used to. Now that your emotion is actually balanced out with your intellect, you're less emotionally responsive. You're not quick to act on an emotional level. Instead, you use your brain and your emotions to problem solve. In some cases, prevent an issue before it even in some issues resolve the situation before it even occurs, because you can see it coming and you know how it's going to affect you if you let it get to that point, if you let it become a problem. Nice. Now, based on the current energy that came out for you, Scorpio, there's 3 paths or courses of action you can take based on the present energy that came out. The first being love. Aww. I'm hearing growth is done through love. Sometimes it's painful, sometimes it makes you cry, but you've come so far, you've loved yourself enough to give yourself the room and safety to grow beyond your limits. Which brings you to this new level of understanding of how to love oneself, how to love others, and how to treat yourself with more kindness and respect. You need that again to do what it is. To do what it is you want to do. So in a sense, with this path you're basically loving yourself, and in doing so, you're understanding when it's time to take a step forward, when it's time to take a step back, when it's time to take a break. Loving yourself enough to put yourself first and work on things that are important to you. You're not letting things fall to the wayside, though. It's more of you're making yourself more of a priority and keeping yourself in the mix. So like I said, if you have personal responsibilities in your life and there's something that you're pursuing or something you want to do, or even when it comes to working on yourself, instead of taking yourself out of the equation, with this, you're being asked to keep yourself in the equation, give yourself a fair chunk of time, a fair chunk of love, a fair chunk of energy, to still do what you gotta do, yes, but at the same time, do what you want to do for yourself. Learn what you want to learn for yourself. Also hearing take take a mini vacation, spa day, or break for yourself to make sure your motor is still running. That's this path. Of course, of action. The second one, you have wisdom. I'm hearing knowledge is nothing without wisdom to back it up. Knowledge is just the understanding and regurgitation of information, while wisdom is the While wisdom is the understanding of knowing how to apply that knowledge, when and how to use it, and in what situations. You take the time. So the information that you do know, it's like you're taking that information, taking your wisdom, and you're redirecting it to something new. It's like you're like the wisdom that you do have and that you did share with one person or one situation or one aspect of your career or job. It's like you're taking it and shifting it in a new direction with this wisdom card. You're finding a new way to apply it somewhere else. Not only that, with this, you're taking the lessons you've learned, repeating them over and over again, taking them to heart, hearing the deeper meaning and truth behind them. Now, some of the lessons that we learn throughout life do come from pain or trauma, from the people that are in our lives and the people that are no longer in our lives, and why they're no longer in our lives, or why this new person is in our lives. Either which way, the lessons you have learned or the lessons you are currently learning, with wisdom being here, it's like you're re-examining them, looking at them again from a different standpoint, understanding the deeper meaning behind it, elevating your way of thinking and comprehension, that not all is as it seems. So you're becoming one of those people that start seeing 3 or 4 moves ahead. Like, you know how some people that can see only 1 step at a time or 2 steps at a time? It's like the more you're able to understand and comprehend and level up with your way of thinking and applying your wisdom to new aspects of your life, the more you're able to see 2 and 3 steps ahead of where you're currently at and where you want to be. It's like putting the pieces to a puzzle together at a faster rate. Now, lastly, you have the King of Earth. I'm hearing taking a chance on something new and paying off. Now, the King of Earth came, whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter, but the King of Earth is someone who is smart, competent, reliable, dependable, sets clear and strong boundaries with themselves and others, as well as analyze any given situation and understand the risk-reward ratio before jumping into something new. But for you, Scorpio, whatever it is you're doing or you did, I don't get the feeling that you weighed the risks appropriately. Some of you may have thought the risk was greater than the reward. But at the same time, I still see you taking a risk on something and it paying off. So it might make more sense when I clarify, because for you to say the risk is too great, so if you take the chance on something, but at the same time taking a chance on it anyway and it paying off, with the King of Earth, that wasn't done on impulse. You knew exactly what you was doing. It's more of you is willing to try and fail than not risk trying at all. Anyway, no matter what path or course of action you take, what you can expect over the upcoming weeks, you have the Six of Fire. Something may be called to your attention. And it's weird that you got this card, because so far the reading has been focused on you. But I'm hearing something's being called to your attention. You're either seeing or hearing something from a different perspective. Sorry about that, Scorpio. But like I was saying with this card, something's being called to your attention, and you're either seeing or hearing something from a different perspective. Recognizing a different point of view. It's so weird how this is coming off. It's not just that you're laying down your sword. It's not that you may be admitting that you was wrong about a situation, even though you don't feel like somebody else was right. It's not that you're giving up or giving in, it's just that you don't have the energy to fight. It's not worth your time. Yeah, it's not worth your time, focus, attention, and energy. It's more of like you want to get it done and over with. You're hearing them out, just hear what they have to say, but at the end of the day, there's no reconciling differences. There's no coming together. There's no forming a perfect union with also what I'm hearing. Oh, I don't know why. Anyway. There's no bringing something back to life. There's no overcoming. There's no overcoming circumstances or burying the hatch. It's more of you're hearing them out just to listen. And whatever happens, happens, but it has nothing to do with you. There's always a dang plot twist. But either way, Scorpio, based on everything else, you're focusing on you, so plot twist with somebody else coming in, but at the same time, it's not surprising. It's still, you don't have time, you don't have the energy, you're on your time right now. Anyway, let's clarify for Scorpio, please. Can we clarify for Scorpio? Come on, Scorpio. Come on, Spirit. Can you please clarify? One more. Yeah. You already know, Scorpio, I don't like to see before I place them, so one moment. Wait, this is side message. This goes. Wait. Where? Oh, fire. Not this one. Not it. Wait. Yeah, side note. Air. Oh. Which one? Really? That's all? That's all? Okay. For the Four of Air is clarified by triumph. Yeah. Apparently, whatever you're doing, you're supposed to be doing. You have triumph. That might also be the reason for why time seems to bend to your will. But you would have more triumph and success. Success is measured in how well you're able to do something and how quickly you're able to learn and apply the knowledge you used appropriately, showing off your wisdom not to others but to yourself. I'm hearing you'll be triumphant in all that you achieve, but the first step is planning out accordingly. To know how much time it'll take or how much you can devote to a certain action or trade. So yeah, whatever it is you're learning, whatever it is you're doing, it's something that you're meant to be doing or focusing on at this time, but at the same time, plan it out accordingly. It's possible you may be able to move at a faster pace or a faster rate than what you're doing right now if you had a flexible schedule, if you was working off a flexible schedule of what responsibilities you was going to handle on what days, and when you was going to focus on whether it be yourself, your side project, your education, and how much time you would spend on it for any given day. Anyway, for wisdom, you have firm foundation. Well, this is interesting. With the red borders card of action, you may need to set firmer boundaries around yourself with and around yourself. I'm hearing you building on what you know and how to apply it, but you've taken your time and devoted it to the wrong sections of your life. So, okay. If you are knowledgeable of something or very skilled in something, this speaks to you may have been either doing it out of necessity or you've been doing it for the wrong reasons, or I'm hearing with the wrong social group, family and friends. Like, whatever it is that you're good at or what you've been doing it with the wrong person. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. And with wisdom being here, it seems like you do have that certain level of understanding because, like I said, you are shifting from applying your wisdom from one space to another. So this should be reinforcing set firm boundaries and firm foundation for yourself. Apply your wisdom, apply your knowledge, apply your skill set to where it is needed or where it is appropriate. Don't just do it because for fun or because you can. I'm also hearing it's all right to say no. So you may have an issue with saying no to certain people or certain situations, especially if they may be a person of authority, whether it be a parent, older sibling, someone with a higher social status than you, someone who has more influence in your friend group or social situations than you do. Either which way, some of y'all may need to become more comfortable with saying the word no. Now, the King of Earth, again, another action card being clarified by movement, choices, and decisions. You made the decision to act on something appropriately and it paid off. With this, with your fear and hesitation that was holding you back. You want to make forward progress, but how can you make forward progress if you refuse to take a step forward? You had the choice to take a risk on something and either fail or let it pay off, and this is so this is more of motivation and confirmation, because like I said, with King of Earth, you thought the risk was too great, so feared, but you still did it anyway and it paid off in your favor. You made the choice, even though the odds may have been against you, to still take that leap of faith, take that step forward, and see how it plays out. You didn't do it off an impulse. You wasn't doing it out of reckless behavior. You made the decision to try. I'm hearing win or lose. At least you can say that you gave it your best shot. And if it didn't work out, you would know what better to do for next time. Because life is all about choices and decisions you make. You can always change your choice at a later time and improve the decisions and how you act on them to progress your movement forward instead of staying still or holding back. Now with the Six of... always a plot twist. I'm sorry, but I said it before and I'll say it again. With the fixed signs, there's always a plot twist somewhere in your reading. Whether it be you, Scorpio, Aquarius, Virgo, Leo. Honestly, Leo not that often, but there's always a plot twist somewhere, some way, somehow. Anyway, with the Six of Fires, clarify being trapped in fear. This is not a card of action. With the blue border, it's a mental card. Oh, you fear a particular outcome. Because like I said, we can expect over the upcoming weeks is seeing something from another perspective, another angle. Someone may be coming to you with their side of the story. And you don't want to move forward. You don't want a reconciliation. You don't want to bury the hatchet. You just want... You're putting your sword down to listen, but at the end of the day, it's not going to change anything. But that speaks to your mentality, Scorpio. And the confirmation of that is trapped in... And the explanation for that is trapped in fear, where... Say for instance, you did hear this person out and restored the bridge between you two, you may be scared of what happened next, always looking out for signs of betrayal, signs you made a mistake, that this person is out to get you, that history is just going to repeat itself. For some of you, it's also fear about what you think with yourself. Like, some of you Scorpios, you know that you may know that you're wrong in some aspects, but it might hit you on a whole new level. It's like, damn, was I really the bad guy in this situation? See, that might be a dark truth you're not equipped to handle yet, depending on what the situation was or how bad it was. But the main reason why it's like you'll hear them out, but you're not fully listening or paying attention, or not so much interested in what they have to say, is because you're scared of the outcome. What happens next? What happens afterwards? What if it all blows up in your face? And as for your side message, you have desire with the counselor, along with mental conflict and defeat. What the heck happened to your reading, Scorpio? It was all good. You was focusing on yourself. Then this person popped up out of nowhere, just like, okay. With desire and counselor here, Scorpio, you may have a secret desire that you're not telling anyone. And please do not come for the messenger, but with these two cards together, not to mention the mental conflict and defeat, you yourself are conflicted, because on some aspect you do have a desire for, like, you feel like there's something missing from your life. You know exactly what it is. You have a desire to seek it out, but at the same time, it's not going to work to your benefit with the counselor here. You want to hash something out, talk to somebody, understand your point of view, and bridge the gap between what they say and between what you say and what they heard. So I don't know, there may have been a situation where there was a lot of miscommunication or misunderstanding. But at the same time, with mental conflict and defeat, there's no point in desiring for that. You feel torn between wanting to speak your truth and wanting to remain hidden. You really are scared that something's going to blow up in your face. And even these two cards don't say it. It's coming across that you're moving out of fear. When it comes to yourself, you're fine, you're good. But I don't know. If there is a person that comes back around for you, you start moving out of fear. You're scared of what will happen. You feel conflicted about speaking to this person and keeping your mouth shut and maintain your distance, because it's gonna blow up in your face. Like I'm hearing, like it always do. So I don't know what happened in the past for you, Scorpio, but you may have had issues with your social life. Because you want to, and again, it's coming out strongly that you want to bridge the gap between what you said and what they heard, what they see and what they think. But you feel like there's no point. It's not going to lead to your desired outcome. You're just going to be left in the dust. Now, Scorpio, you can do whatever you want. You have free will, but I'm just going to say it. Being that this is not the week for it, it's not going to be done until the upcoming week. But this may also hint at what some shadow work that you need to do on your side. Because for you to be moving out of fear when it comes to a social connection, good or bad, it may hint at some shadow work that you may need to do on your side. Because no one should be able to instill this much fear in you. If they pop back around. Annoyance, agitation, frustration, disdain, but fear to this level that I'm feeling it at, like a high level of anxiety and panic, to the point where you're in complete isolation. And honestly, I can't even say that I'm surprised, based on your whole reading was about you, not one other person was involved until now. But again, Scorpio, you have free will. You can do whatever the heck you want. That being said, this is the reading that I have for you. I do hope you liked it or gained some insight from it. And if you did, please do hit the like and subscribe button, as there will be more videos to come. I shall catch you on the next one. Bye, Scorpio.